Hey crafters, it's Kerry-Jean Watson here again. Today I want to share with you some books that I've made for journaling and drawing in. Now, I see a psychologist and I tend to I have a dedicated book, that one in fact, which is now finished, and to take notes and also to write down things that I think need to be addressed in my sessions with her. And I wanted to make, instead of buying a new book, which would actually be easy, I wanted to actually make a book because because I'm out of action with my knee at the moment and I can't do much. I really like making the books. These ones are both coptic stitch books, and I will put a link in the description on where I got the tutorial for these. So what I decided to do was I picked up what's called a Marvel preview comic or magazine from a local comic book shop ages ago, and it's been sitting on my desk for ages. And I was flipping through it the other day, and with the idea of making this this book, I thought, oh, I could take bits of the comic book and and it's come out really, really well. So as you can see, I've put a elastic closure on it just to hold it closed, because I sometimes have bits of paper in that and I don't want that to go missing. So that's the inside. So I've done comic book covers for the inside. These inside ones are mostly just for the colors and the sort of dynamic of the layout, but I really like the ones for I have no idea what comic it's from, to be quite honest. I'll also put a link in the description of where you can actually download for free the preview comic if you want to have a look at it. I just loved her. She was really, really strong, really sort of, has her weapon. Same with that one. Same comic book as well. So what I did with this one is I bought some bleed-proof paper. Sorry. It is a 70 GSM. This is A4. I really like it because it means I can do fountain pen writing, I can do felt tip, I can do brush pen, anything like that, and it's not going to bleed through. I also was able to find a dot grid downloadable. You probably can't see that. Let me just zoom in and see. So you can see a little bit of a grid there. That's actually dot grid. I'll put a link in the description again. So I've printed every single page back and front, and I'm pretty sure this is about 100 or probably just over 50 pages folded in half. So there's a good 100 odd pages in here, which I'm really happy about. So that one is my new psychology book, of course, which I'm eager to start using. I have written on the front page. I now need to add a bit more. And then I wanted to do a typography book. And when I mean typography, I mean, creating letters, not calligraphy with a specific nib or tip pen. I wanted to design fonts. And I ended up using an Iron Man preview page for the front and back, and then the insides was just some new Spider-Man stuff. I really loved the colours. But what I did was I bought a couple cheap grid books from my local stationer, which was Officeworks, and pulled them apart, obviously. So I took out the staples, cut them down into single A4 sheets, and then cut them down to size. Now, as you may notice, so that is an A5. I don't mind the A5. I actually like A5 books, but for what I wanted the book to be a little bit smaller. So let me just grab my ruler and I'll tell you what my measurements are. So that one is around about 7.5. It's a little bit shorter than 7.5 inches, and it's a little bit bigger. It's 18.7 centimeters. And we'll go this way. It's 4.5 wide, which is 11.5 centimeters wide. I like the size, so that's why I went with that one. I do make, so here's another one I made earlier. I do make A5 ones. So this is an example of me making stuff with what I find. Now let me see if I can get rid of a bit of the glare and not lose definition here. Okay, that's a bit better. So you can see it a bit better if I move it like that. My friend loves playing video games and bought a limited edition Diablo 3 when it came out. And I felt, and he was just going to chuck out the box, and I was just sort of like, no, 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 keep the box. But I didn't know what to do with the box. It was a beautiful box, it really was. Had this lovely white stuff, white sort of trimming on it as well. But the main part of the box had this gorgeous graphic design skull guy. I might try going in that way. So it's just a really great image, and it's been sitting on my shelf for near on 2 years now. I'm like, what am I going to do with that? And it dawned on me because I had this mass collection of tea-stained paper and, you know, dribbled paper and all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to make another sketchbook, which is what I did. So that's the same bit of the box. And I've obviously cut, because it was a lot wider, this piece. I'm currently putting this through the book press with a bit of steaming to get it flat, because all the paper was tea dyed. It's a bit crinkled, so it doesn't want to sit flat just yet. If I steam it with some steam and then put it through the book press, it actually goes down a bit more, because it was sort of up here. Anyway, you may have seen this up on my Instagram, but it looked red. But it's actually like this sort of patina blue, rusty kind of colours. It's awesome. So that's going to be my next sketchbook, and I also do want to do an elastic closure with this one. So those are some of the books I've made. I hope you like these, and I hope you're inspired. Again, if you want to make covers out of newspaper or whatever, do it. You don't have to buy all the fancy stuff. Just do it. One thing with my books, when I make books like this that I know I'm going to use a lot, this is covered or coated with the matte medium, multi-medium matte, the Rangers one. The next lot I'm going to be using the Finnabar one, which I can't remember and I don't have an arm's length. So happy crafting, and if you ever have any projects that you've done or anything that you want to show me that you've been inspired by me, please put a link in the Facebook page. I'll put a link in the description. Happy crafting, guys.